Thank you for being here, and I appreciate your patience. The past 72 hours have been obviously unspeakably difficult and emotional for all of us. So please forgive us if you see some of that emotion here today. This is a profound loss for our department, one that has shaken us to the core. And right now there are a whole lot more questions than answers. We hope to have more answers in the coming days, but right now our focus is on Officer Wispin Antoine's, his family, and our department. As you know, KPD Officer Wispin Antoine was taking part in a routine physical training session, completing it on Friday afternoon. He was completing a 1.5 mile run when he collapsed for reasons that are still unknown. Members of the training staff immediately performed CPR and other emergency care, which included the use of an on-hand AED device, and Wispin was rushed to the UT Medical Center via AMR. Late Friday, he was admitted into ICU. Since Friday night, he was receiving constant care and treatment from the incredible UTMC staff. Members of the command staff, training staff, Wispin's recruit class, and countless KPD employees have been at the hospital since Friday night. And despite UTMC's best efforts and the support and prayers of countless people, Wispin's condition quickly worsened overnight, and he tragically passed away early this morning. It is still not known what caused him to collapse and his condition to worsen as quickly as it did. Wispin has been with our department since 2023. He was a member of the 2023 B Basic Recruit Academy class and was going to be officially sworn in as a KPD officer a week from tomorrow. We're like everyone in this room. We all want to know why this happened, but right now we just don't have the answer to that. We hope to know more soon. But if you'll just give us some patience over the coming days. This time I'm going to turn it over to Chief Paul Noel. Chief Noel will be followed by Mayor India Kincannon.
Thank you, Scott. Just as Scott said, this has been a very, very difficult weekend for the men and women of the Knoxville Police Department, the men and women who you see behind me today, including the mayor, who have been standing vigil at the hospital with Officer Wispin's family over the weekend. I don't have words to express the magnitude of the grief and sadness that we all are feeling right now. This is a tragedy for our department, and it's a tragedy for our community. This is a tragedy that we will all carry with us for the rest of our careers. It will take time for us to process the loss of a family member, a young man who had committed himself to serving the Knoxville community, serving this police department. We're only at the beginning of that process. We're all beyond devastated for his wife. Y'all gotta give me a minute. Sorry. His 2 baby girls, his mother. We have all been with his family the whole weekend, and we will continue to wrap our arms around them and lift them up as they go through this process. We've spent a lot of time with his academy classmates since Friday, and I can tell you, they're utterly devastated. They've been through so much together over the course of our 6-month academy. They've overcome challenges, countless challenges, and it was obvious from talking to them at the hospital the last couple of days of how much he meant to them, how important he was. We know we will all support his classmates through this process without fail. This is going to be incredibly difficult for all of them as well. Bear with me, guys, I'm sorry. So Friday night, once it became apparent that he was gravely ill, and after talking to his classmates about how much he meant to our department, how much our department meant to him, I spoke to his wife, and we all decided that there was no better way to honor his service and his sacrifice to our department and our community than to make him a police officer in a hospital. I picked up the phone in the middle of the night, called Judge Cavanis. The mayor was already at the hospital. And with the blessing of his wife, with our entire command staff, the mayor, the whole training academy staff, every one of his classmates, and untold members of our department, we gathered in his room. Some of them, obviously, everybody couldn't fit, and they were outside, and we swore him in as a Knoxville police officer. Wismans was unable to respond to the oath, so his academy classmate and his very close friend, recruit Tristan Simpson, took the oath. On his behalf. Recruit Simpson then placed the badge that he would have been issued over his heart as he was laying in the hospital bed. At that moment, he became Officer Antoine, not Recruit Antoine. This is the badge that was placed on his chest. And this is the badge that will go with him to his final resting place. Officer Antoine fought like hell, and we never lost hope that he would get the opportunity to walk across the stage and take that oath himself. While he'd never get that opportunity to walk across the stage with his class, he earned the right to be called a Knoxville Police Department officer. And we were not going to let anything, any circumstance, take that away from him. I'm eternally grateful, we're all eternally grateful to the entire University of Tennessee Medical Center staff. As soon as I got to the emergency room, I received the support of the UTMC Police Department. Chief Cleveland came up to me personally and offered me his support, and man, they gave it to us. They went above and beyond to make sure all these people here had everything they needed and were able to give our officer the care he needed. Chief Cleveland, thank you for what you've done and your team. I also want to thank, there's a charge nurse named Jonathan. As soon as we got to the ER, Jonathan, I don't know your last name, but you went above and beyond to make sure we were informed and that Wisman's family and our officers had everything they need. I want to thank his medical team, his doctors. You guys went above and beyond to do everything you can to save his life and to make sure his family was informed and had everything they needed. I also want to thank Dr. Jeff Cloyd, who's our SWAT doctor. He was on site all weekend, and everybody went above and beyond. I know there's a lot of people from UT Medical Center that I'm not thanking, that I'm missing. Look, you guys were great. Thank you guys so much. You guys I cannot express how thankful I am for what you all did. I want to thank all of the law enforcement agencies from across the region who, once Officer Antoine expired, met us in the parking lot of the hospital, and we escorted his body to the Regional Forensic Center. We had police officers from all across the region. The sheriff called me, Sheriff Spangler called me, Sheriff Barone called me. This could not be, I cannot thank enough the support that we received from law enforcement across the region. Thank you. To the training academy staff, I could not be prouder how you all have responded to this. You all immediately sprang into action after he collapsed, immediately. He administered CPR and had life-saving equipment on hand during his training evolution. They were ready for the worst-case scenario and you all gave Wismans a chance at life because of your quick and decisive actions. Again, thank you to the entire training staff. Wherever you guys in the back, I love you guys. You guys are first class. The next couple weeks are going to be incredibly difficult for Wisman's family and for our department. We need the community to rally behind Wisman's family and the men and women of our department. Officer Antoine stepped up to serve our city and our department. And now it's up to us, the men and women of this department, and the people of our community to step up and help him. Step up and help his family when he needs it most. We're preparing ways for the community to support his family and his 2 young girls. And we will share more information about that as soon as we can. Stand by for that. They're going to need our help. We're putting together a memorial that will sit in front of the public safety complex where you can show your support for Officer Antoine and his family. Come by and see us, okay? We're going to be here. Come by, show your support. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to his family. Please. I'm asking our community to rally behind the Antoine family and rally behind your Knoxville Police Department. We all need your love and support now more than ever. Thank you, and now I'm going to pass it off to the mayor.
Thank you, Chief Noel, and thank you to all the men and women of our police department for all of the round-the-clock care you've been giving our recruits and Officer Antoine's family since the incident happened on Friday afternoon. It is with a heavy heart that I stand here today to share the news of the untimely passing of KPD recruit Wisben's Antoine. On behalf of everyone in the city of Knoxville, I extend my sincere condolences to his wife, to his mother, to his children, to his entire family, and also to his fellow recruits in the academy with whom he's been spending the last 6 months training to be a police officer. I also extend our condolences to the KPD family. We are all grappling with the shock of his loss. Officer Antoine, or Chaka, as his friends knew him, was set to graduate a week from tomorrow. He had done the hard work, side by side with his classmates, to become a Knoxville police officer. So it was my honor to stand with Chief Noel, to stand with one of the academy instructors, Sergeant Wilson, one of his closest recruit classmates, Recruit Simpson, and late Friday night by his hospital bed as Judge Cavanis conducted a ceremonial swearing-in ceremony. I'll never forget that moment, and I appreciate everyone who couldn't be in that room standing right outside in the waiting room praying that he would recover. That is why today we are all honoring his hard work, his commitment, and his willingness to serve the city of Knoxville by calling him Officer Antoine's. We hoped and prayed that Officer Antoine would recover and one day be able to cross that stage for his graduation. He's attended other KPD graduations as a public safety recruit and as a member of this academy class. We hope to see his wife pin this badge to him, to his chest, and he would be able to stand proudly with his classmates in full uniform. Unfortunately, that was not meant to be. I am heartbroken. These officers are heartbroken. His family is left shattered, and it is a loss for all who call Knoxville home. It is another reminder of the fragility of life. My administration is here to support Officer Antoine's family and his fellow classmates any way we can. And today, I echo Chief Noel's call that all Knoxvillians keep this family in their thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. Thank you very much for being here. This is the conclusion of this media event. Thank you.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah.